Ladies and gentlemen, we are back again for Bibleman today. I know some of you have been eagerly anticipating a follow-up to my last review, and I don't think you'll be disappointed. I thought the episodes were all going to be roughly around the same level of terrible, but today's episode, Silencing the Gossip Queen, is far worse from a storytelling perspective. Back to School was 80% cringy propaganda in the form of a show. This one tries to tell an actual story, and it fails miserably, of course. And that falls squarely on the shoulders of Willie Ames, the show's star and single-credited writer for this episode. The plot is nonsensical, and an entire plot point of a 30-minute show is abandoned by the end. But let's get into it and see for ourselves. I give you Bibleman, Silencing the Gossip Queen. We start the episode with Miles O'Suck working on his ridiculous cosplay gear. I guess he pulled this drill press completely out of his ass, because in the previous establishing shot, it's nowhere to be seen. Whatever it is he's working on, I'm sure it's badass, like a hidden rocket launcher that fires burning bushes right up the ass of the minions of Satan or something. But this being Bibleman, obviously it won't be. I've seen more complicated Fisher-Price toys. Could they not even afford a speak and spell to take apart? Anyway, we meet the villain for this episode.
The infamous Bibleman. Cute. In a Christian sort of way.
Damn. Sick burn, lady.
Makes one ill just to say the word.
You just found out he's Bibleman this very moment. What were you looking for in his basement? The only thing I can think of is that there's some sort of spicy rumors going around that Miles O'Suck has a secret BDSM sex dungeon, and this bitch needs some weird shit in order to ring the Taco Bell. Also, she must have some brass bearings to talk about anyone making people sick with a mug like that.
I can't wait to spread the news. I, Miss Gossip Queen, will be the one to destroy that dreadful youth group. And stop all those brats from praying!
The Gossip Queen? More like the Vomaria Queen. Seriously, your face is a crime of bio-vandalism. You look worse than the sole of a shoe from an ex-con running the Gravitron at a sketchy carnival. And let me get this straight. You have the ability to spy on, completely undetected, God's chosen dude. The man handpicked by the creator of the fucking universe. And the best thing you can think of to do with that ability is to essentially fart in the eyes of some preteens. Where's your ambition? Steal some nuclear launch codes, or find out the dirt Kathleen Kennedy has on everyone at Disney that's preventing them from firing her ass. Oh, and no, dear viewers, I haven't forgotten this is the second episode where an adult is leering creepily at children. Religious weirdos who made this show, is there something you want to tell us? Anyway, Valmaria calls her henchmen, who will henceforth be known as the Super Mario Brothers, to lure Bibleman into some kind of trap so she can take care of the youth group. The Super Mario Brothers pass through the magic portal to the school. What the fuck, lady? Do you not even realize the power you have? Why have you not cleaned out Fort Knox, or at the very least drawn a mustache on the Mona Lisa? And you are way overcomplicating things. There's no scheme you could come up with that would be more effective than lobbing 2 hand grenades through the portal. One for Bibleman, and one for the youth group. Horatio Kane himself couldn't solve those murders. In my previous review, I never really talked about Bible-shit man's origin story. He does have one, it's just not very interesting. But today, we are actually going to see it.
Miles Peterson, a man who had it all. Wealth, status, success.
I have to give it to the Bibleman team here. They are really following the show not tell rule. You can clearly see why Miles O'Suck is the envy of men and the conqueror of ladies' virtues. Nothing says wealth, status, and power like a single Benjamin clipped around 7 ones with a dollar store money clip, a pair of isotoner gloves, a Mac power book, a generic set of house keys, and Grandpa's hand-me-down Folex watch.
Still, something was lacking. Miserable, alone, his spirit beaten, Miles Peterson gave up.
You can really tell he gave up too, because he goes out into his backyard during a thunderstorm, bellows at the sky, and litters, instead of downing a bottle of Jack Daniels before eating a gun barrel. Don't worry though, there's nothing important in the briefcase. It was just the pages of the script.
Then in his darkest hour, the words of a single book began to change his life.
Bible.
And at last, Miles Peterson felt the burning desire to know God.
So just looking at the cover of the book gave him a raging Jesus boner. And something else doesn't add up either. A book sitting out in the storm like that would be turning into mush by now. That's the fucking Necronomicon with a false cover. And that burning sensation he's feeling, if his lifestyle from the background we just heard is true, that sure as hell is not coming from God.
Inspired by the Word of God and equipped with unyielding faith, Miles pledged to fight evil in the name of God as Bibleman.
There it is, folks. The show literally tells you he has nothing to offer as a superhero. I hereby dub him By Bullshit Man. By Bullshit Man is like a worthless Batman who wears a costume that was designed by a 5-year-old, fights Z-level bad guys, and still has to call Superman to save the day. And that bright light, we don't know what the fuck that is. It's more likely to be a UFO full of aliens warming up their probulators than it is to be an all-powerful god. Now, enjoy the inspiring By Bullshit Man theme song.
Bibleman's coming, so you better stick around. A brand new episode is coming to your town. A whole lot of fun with the greatest book of all. Yeah, the Bibleman's coming and it's gonna be a ball.
Go get everyone you know.
Cause it's just about time for the Bibleman show.
It's the Bible, it's the Bible, it's the Bibleman show. We're learning how to live and we're learning how to grow.
It's storytelling, picture painting, grooving, don't you know?
Everybody get ready for the Bibleman show.
We next see Miles O'Suck teaching middle school science. Is this his hobby? This is not making me think of someone who has wealth, status, and power like Bruce Wayne. This is making me think of Walter White from the beginning of Breaking Bad.
You're goddamn right.
Miles O'Suck catches a kid passing a note in class and lays down the theme for the episode.
Sorry, Mr. Peterson.
You know who I feel sorry for is the person you're making fun of in this note.
Well, we were just
I don't want to hear it. Gossip, Ricky, is one of the easiest traps we can fall into. And believe me, an ounce of gossip is worth a pound of trouble.
Yeah, I don't know about that, Miles. I think the celebrity tabloid industry would disagree. We see Miles leaving school after class when all of a sudden one of the Super Mario Brothers jumps out and runs off like a cartoon character. Now, any normal person would just think, well, that was fucking bizarre, and go about their day. Miles O'Suck, being an adult who frequently talks to his imaginary friend, thinks, fuck it, and chases after the weirdo. He keeps up with him for a bit, but Super Mario Brother number 1 totally leaves Miles O'Suck sucking his dust. I don't know if it's because of his hard partying days or the drill press jammed up his ass, but he can't keep up with Super Mario Brother number 1. As Miles rounds a corner, the dude is completely gone.
In Romans 12:21, you tell us to defeat evil with good. Give me power and give me strength, O God, that I might defeat this evil.
God will use his awesome powers to create a non-awesome, cheap-looking special effect that turns Miles O'Suck into Bible shit man. But he couldn't be bothered to throw down a lightning bolt to incapacitate the motherfucker? Free will, I guess. And I'm not entirely sure whether it's just a terrible scene transition or a terrible transporter effect, but By Bullshit Man finds himself in the school gym. We do get to see the final product of the quality craftsmanship from the beginning of the episode. By Bullshit Man apparently just saw RoboCop and took some inspiration from the classic film. Which is kind of fitting since RoboCop director Paul Verhoeven considered RoboCop an American Jesus.
The point of RoboCop is, of course, it is a Christ story. It is about a guy that gets crucified after 50 minutes, then is resurrected in the next 50 minutes, and then is like the super cop of the world, but is also a Jesus figure as he walks over water at the end. Isn't it? He walks over water when he's going to arrest
this book after all.
No, not at all. No, they're metaphors all the time in the movie, and certainly RoboCop walking over the water was constructed. It was in a abandoned steel factory in Pittsburgh, and there was water there, and I put this, let's say, something just underneath the water, so he could walk over the water and say this wonderful line, basically, to Clarence Boddicker, I am not arresting you anymore, meaning I'm going to shoot you. And that is, of course, the American Jesus.
Anyway, we get an embarrassingly bad fight scene straight out of an elementary school playground. We don't even know why this is going on. We have no indication these guys have ever met before. For all Bible Shit Man knows, this is just some freak who made a face at him. The only possibility is that By Bullshit Man mistook Super Mario Bros. Number 1 as the genuine article and was going to shake him down for all of his Koopa coins. But before he can take the loot, Valmaria Queen sneaks up behind him, force lightnings his ass, and captures him.
And where will your victory come from, demon?
Cheating! Hey, thanks a lot for the heads up, God. Free will, I guess.
Meanwhile,
And of course, no By Bullshit Man episode would really be complete without some propaganda. It's as cringy and repetitive as the last episode, and also full of terrible messages, and it's just fucking inaccurate.
Day that I live is a chance to be a witness of all God has done for me. He loved us so much that he gave his life, and now I want to give him mine.
For the sake of argument, let's assume God exists. God didn't give up his life for you, that was Jesus. He is, after all, technically a different character. Not that dying for 3 days before becoming the right hand to the ruler of the universe is much of a sacrifice. At least when Optimus Prime died for your sins, he stayed dead for about a year. And in any other context, a child singing about giving their life would be a total... And like last episode, if we switched the show to Quran Man and had children singing about giving their lives to Allah, how do you think people would fucking handle that?
Now Jesus knows what we're going through, 'cause he lived on this earth just like me and you. He promised to guide us every step of the way. He only wants to hear us sing. That's why I'm here.
Okay, you do know that God and Jesus were supposed to be separate characters. You just don't care, do you? And Jesus doesn't know what you're going through. Once again, for the sake of argument, we will assume that he did actually exist. Bitch, he did not live on the same earth that you do. Motherfucker was crucified, and the biggest concerns you have are the blizzard machine is broken at the mall's Dairy Queen and dial-up internet. And damn, this indoctrination is creepy as fuck. Once our audit torture concludes, one of the kids goes off to claim his drug stash or something, I don't fucking know. But Valmaria springs her insidious plan by spreading gossip.
Yeah. Hey, did you hear what Callie said about Nikki? I couldn't believe it when I heard it. Hey, look at Callie over there acting like they're friends.
The shrimpy bastard sees two guys he's never seen before, who look like Maurice from Little Monsters, and his first instinct is to do an impression of me when an Amy Schumer Tampax ad plays during a YouTube video, instead of running off to find the pastor to exorcise the two demons from the lobby. And he still fucking believes them anyway. I don't know why, but he goes back and calls out his friends instead of simply asking them if what the demons told him was true. And this causes a daisy chain of bad insults and worse acting. After torturing By Bullshit Man for a while, and maybe reenacting a bit of Pulp Fiction, but I'm not going to speculate on that any further, Valmaria tells us that the entire episode has been a complete fucking waste of time, and just lets him go.
True. I can't defeat you or your god. But lose a battle to win a war, as the master always says. You've served your purpose. Go ahead and leave, as much as I hate to do it.
Her face not only looks like Valmaria, but she is now spraying verbal Valmaria all over the place. That monologue was nonsensical. First, she can defeat By Bullshit Man. We've already seen her do it. Secondly, it doesn't matter how many battles you lose to win the war if you know you can't defeat your enemy.
Back at Eaglegate,
In the very next scene, Miles O'Suck admits he has no idea what the fuck is going on in this episode either.
Oh, man. Does my head hurt? As a matter of fact, my whole body hurts, Lord. Still, There's got to be some clue. Why did she let me go? And what did she mean, Lord, when she said that I had served my purpose?
We're skipping over a scene that is mostly all terrible child acting to another scene that is mostly all terrible child acting. The previous scene can be summed up in a single sentence. Malzo Suck finds out the youth group is totally nuked and decides to help. But we're watching this next clip because it perfectly encapsulates nearly all the flaws of Bibleman as a show. Cringy acting, terrible and unrealistic dialogue, and lazy directing. You know, show, not tell. You see what I did there, Williams?
Oh, man.
What happened?
This whole thing's my fault. There are these two guys, and well, one of them said they heard that Callie wanted to get Nikki kicked out of the group.
What? That's not true.
You mean you heard someone else's gossip?
Yes.
Is that why you were being mean to me?
Whoops. When Callie said you were acting different, I thought you were getting conceited. I'm sorry.
You thought he was getting conceited? I thought you thought I was conceited. I thought you all were just being rude.
Well, that's why you were being mean.
Congratulations.
Congratulations? What do you mean?
You've just learned a valuable lesson.
Are you kidding? We just blew it.
Yeah, you sure did, you little bastard.
Later.
From there, we get some episode padding in the form of Va Maria Queen performing a musical number. Big spender it isn't. Hell, it's not even low spender. It's no spender. As in, they spent no effort here. I guess writing terrible lyrics is easier than writing terrible scenes.
Loud. Get out of my way, I'm on a ride. I'll tell you. 'Cause I'm the queen of gossip, that's me. I'll tell you. I'm sure that this is just between me and you. I'll tell you. You look like you can keep a secret. A little harmless gossip never hurt anyone, did it? I'll tell you. 'Cause I'm the queen of gossip.
Yeah, I had to watch it, so you might as well too. Now we all have to scrub our eyes and ears thoroughly with Streisand paper. But too late for that now, because Bible Shit Man arrives to end the episode before they have to justify Va Maria Queen just letting him go earlier in the episode. Why waste your time writing a compelling story that makes sense for kids? They're all idiots anyway. Right, Willie Ames? This episode must have been written in sequence. Because of the way it's filmed, you can tell there was a severe deficit of fucks to be given by anyone. Va Maria doesn't even fucking stand up. Imagine if at the end of Avengers Endgame, if all Thanos did was sit in his hover throne and spray the Avengers with Purple Source Rex. That would have been a terrible ending, but it would have been orders of magnitude better than what we got from this episode. Although, it might do well in some circles, what do I know? And while Va Maria Queen can't be fucked to stand up, Bible Shit Man doesn't take a step, quotes random Bible verses, and waves his lightsaber knockoff a couple times before somehow Little League bunting a blue ball of energy from red lightning bolts into Super Mario Brother number 2 and sends him into the fucking Phantom Zone. Or murders him, I don't know. Super Mario Brother number 1's response to his brother possibly getting disintegrated? Nothing. He just stands there and lets the scene repeat itself one more time.
I should have crushed you when I had the chance.
Williams should have crushed the script for this show when he had a chance. I do actually realize this is a low-budget show for kids, and they can only do so much with their actors and effects. But you have no excuse for your lazy writing. I'm not expecting Shakespearean-level drama here, but don't set something up, then acknowledge that you did indeed set something up, just to fucking ignore it at the end. But I know you don't give a shit about actually entertaining your audience. You're just after their wallets. Right, Willie? And then Bible Shit Man straight up murders Va Maria. Interesting fact, the Gossip Queen is played by Melo McCaslin, who was at the time married to Willie Ames. Willie Ames, of course, wrote, directed, and played Bibleman in this episode. I'm not saying by casting your wife in a role and making her a moronic, nagging shrew that looks like sentient black mold, and then writing and directing yourself to murder said person makes it seem like you want to kill your wife, but...
That would certainly be the Freudian interpretation.
And that is the end of the episode. Because I think we've all had enough of propaganda for this review, and that's really all there is left. There's no final thoughts, no recap, nothing like that. It just fucking ends. I can see why Willie Ames became a cruise director and not a film director. Having zero experience with anything to do with filmmaking, I am confident that I could put old Willie to shame with anything that I made. And that is going to do it for today's video, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for watching. Please like, subscribe, and share if you like what I do. Let me know if you want me to keep ripping apart Bibleman, and if you have any suggestions for content you'd like to see me review, I'd love to hear them. This is Prime, signing out.